So good morning. We are discussing about the chapter square and square roots. So property up to 7 we have discussed in the first video. Now today we have to discuss from the property 8 onwards. So property 8 is, for every natural number n we have n plus 1 whole square minus n square will be equal to n plus 1 plus n. Okay, so we can write this property like this also. The difference between the square of the two consecutive number is equal to the sum of the numbers. Clear? The difference between the square of the two consecutive number is equal to the sum of the numbers. So two consecutive numbers, remember it, two consecutive numbers. Suppose if we have taken n is equal to 5. So our next consecutive number will be n plus 1, that is 5 plus 1, 6. Okay. So 6 square minus 5 square will be equal to the sum of the numbers, that is 6 plus 5 will be equal to 11. Clear? Or next number, if we have taken 36 square minus 35 square will be equal to 36 plus 35, that will be equal to 71. So square, the difference of the square of the two consecutive number is equal to the sum of the numbers. Okay. So how we get this formula? n plus 1 plus n, from the formula a square minus b square will be equal to a plus b, a minus b. Okay, a plus b, a minus b. So if n plus 1 is a and n is b, so this will be equal to a plus b, n plus 1 plus n. Now n plus 1 minus n. This n and n will cancel and we will left only with n plus 1 plus n. So this is the sum of the numbers. N plus 1 plus n. N plus 1 whole square minus n square. So meaning is, the difference between the square of two consecutive number is equal to the sum of the numbers. So only here main thing is two consecutive numbers. Difference of the square of the two consecutive numbers you have to take. If we will not take consecutive numbers, here 1 will not come. So we will not get the sum of the numbers. Okay. So this is the property. Now next property is, okay, before discussing the next property, just remember all this formula and note it down in your classwork copy. All the properties from property 1 up to last property you have to write down in your copy. Clear? And you have to complete all the exercises also. And whatever your doubts are there, that we will discuss afterwards when the school will reopen. Now, first proper formula is a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Second one is a plus b whole square. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now if it is minus sign is there, a minus b is equal to a square minus 2ab. Here minus sign is there, minus 2ab plus b square. The rest of the things are same. Only difference is here, if minus is there, a minus b, here minus 2ab. If plus is there, plus 2ab. So these formulas you have to remember or you have to learn. Okay? Write down, this is your note. So remember these formulas. Now see the property 9. For every natural number n, we have sum of the first n odd natural numbers. So remember it, sum of the first and odd natural numbers will be equal to n square. Now for example, if we have taken first is odd number is 1, second odd number is 3, 5, 7, 9, and when we add it 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9, okay, its sum will become 25. Just add it and check. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 will be equal to 25. Now easy method is, so if it is the sum of the first and odd natural numbers, n odd natural numbers will be equal to n square. So count it, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are there, so it will be the square of 5. So answer will be 25. Okay. Now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many numbers are there? 8 numbers are there. Okay. So answer will be 8 square. Okay, 8 is 64. So answer will come here 64, that is 8 square. So without adding, you can directly write the answer. It will be 8 square, that is 64. So but here condition is sum of the first and odd natural numbers. If the number starts from 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15, then you cannot get the answer in this way. It will start from the beginning. First and odd natural numbers will be equal to n square. Now next property is property 10, Pythagorean triplet. The three natural numbers m, n and p, these are any three natural numbers from 1 to infinite, any number, three numbers you can take, are said to form a Pythagorean triplet m and p if m square plus n square must be equal to p square. If they satisfy this condition, then they are said to form a Pythagorean triplet. For example, now our last property is property 11, that is between the two consecutive square numbers, n square plus n plus 1 whole square, suppose 2 square and 3 square, or 4 square and 5 square, or 8 square and 9 square. Between the two consecutive square numbers there are 2n non-perfect square numbers. There are 2n non-perfect, it is non-perfect square numbers. Okay, this is your last property. So all the properties from property number 1 to property number 11 you have to write down in your classwork copy, and you have to learn all the properties. Now come to the exercise. Just see the property number 10 once again, it was not clear. Three natural numbers m, n and p are said to form a Pythagorean triplet m and p if they satisfy the condition m square plus n square is equal to p square. Then they are said to form a Pythagorean triplet. For example, if we have taken 3, 4 and 5, these three numbers are said to form a Pythagorean triplet or not? So we can check it. This is m, n, p. So m square plus n square is equal to p square. So this is 9, 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. This is also 25 is equal to 25. Means these three numbers will form a Pythagorean triplet. Okay. If next number we are going to take, suppose 3, 5, 9, will they form a Pythagorean triplet? Check it. 3 square plus 5 square is equal to 9 square. This is equal to 9 plus 25 is equal to 81. That is equal to 34 is equal to 81, not equal to 81. Means these numbers will not form a Pythagorean triplet. So how can we find out which three numbers will form a Pythagorean triplet? So result is given here. Important result is there for every natural number. For every natural number, m should be greater than 1. Remember it, m should be greater than 1. Okay, m should be greater than 1, not equal to 1, but it should be greater than 1. We have 2m, m square minus 1, m square plus 1 as the Pythagorean triplet. Suppose if we have taken m is equal to 4, any natural number you can take it. Suppose I have taken m is equal to 4. So our first number will be equal to 2m. Okay? 2m means 2 into 4. That is 8. Next number will be m square minus 1. Okay? M square minus 1 means m is 4 square minus 1. So 4 square minus 1 means 16 minus 1, that is equal to 15. Now third number will be m square plus 1. So m square plus 1 means 4 square plus 1, that is 16 plus 1, that is 17. So 8, 15 and 17. These numbers will form a Pythagorean triplet. So this number will be m, n and p. If you want to check, you can check it also. 8 square plus 15 square will be equal to 17 square. Write down the square of these numbers and both the sides will be equal. Okay. So how you have to find out the Pythagorean triplet? Take any number. Then first number will be 2m. Second number will be m square minus 1. Third number will be m square plus 1. Okay. So you will get the three numbers. These three numbers will form the Pythagorean triplet. Now exercise 3b. It's very easy. Give reasons to show that none of the numbers given below is a perfect square. First property, that is number ending with 2, 3, 7, 8 are never a perfect square, and number ending with odd number of zeros. Odd number of zeros. 3 zeros are there here. 3 to 5 zeros are there. So number ending with odd number of zeros are never perfect square. Which of the following are the square of even numbers? If the numbers are even, 196 means this is the square of even number. Now 441 is a odd number, means this is the square of odd number. 900 even number, this is the square of even number. 625, it is the square of odd number. So square of odd number is odd and square of even number is even. Okay. Question number 3 also. Same, square of the odd numbers will be odd. Now question number 4 we have discussed also in the property. Without adding, find the sum. Now starting from the first odd number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 are there. So answer will be 7 square, that is 49. This way you count it and write down the answer. Now next question is question number 5. Question number 5 is express 81 as the sum of 9 odd numbers. So sum of 9 odd numbers. So starting from 1, same this way. 1 plus 3 plus 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So here 7 are there. You have to write 2 more odd numbers. So 13 plus 15. After 15, which odd number will come? Plus 17. So we can write like this way. Similarly, next question also. Now write the Pythagorean triplet whose smallest number is. Here smallest number is. So smallest number is, remember it always. smallest number is, first question is 6. Smallest number is 6, means this is the 2m. Okay, our next number will be m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. This is the greatest number. M square plus 1 is the greatest and smallest is 2m. So our 2m is given how much? 6. Okay, so 2m is given 6. So how can we find out the m? If 2m is equal to 6, so m is equal to 6 upon 2, that is equal to 3. So value of m is 3. Okay, now we have got the value of m is equal to 3. We can find out the next number, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. The first number is 6. Now next is m square is our 3 square minus 1. 3 square plus 1. The first number is 6. 9 minus 1, 8. 9 plus 1, 10. So these three numbers are forms the Pythagorean triplet. Smallest number, but don't get confused, this is the value of 2m. Smallest number is 2m. So 2m is given 6. Okay, so first find out the value of m. So value of m will be 3. So when you get the value of m, you can find out the next number, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. So this is your answer. In this way you have to do the rest of the questions also. Now your question number 7 is evaluate. First one is 38 square minus 37 square. Now look here. These are the two consecutive numbers. 38 square minus the difference of the two consecutive square numbers. I think property this is 8 we have done. So directly we can write it 38 plus 37. Okay, 38 plus 37, you will get the answer, because here difference of the all the two consecutive numbers are given. Difference of the square of the two consecutive numbers, 25 square minus 24 square will be equal to 25 plus 24. Okay, now next question is question number 8. Using the formula a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, evaluate. So our question is 310. By using the formula you have to find out the answer. So 310 can be written as 300 plus 10 whole square. Okay, 310 we have written in form of a plus b. So this is your a and this is your b. Now apply the formula a square plus b square plus 2ab. A square 300 square plus 2a b plus b square. Okay, we have written this formula. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So 310 can be written as 300 plus 10 whole square will come in form of a plus b whole square. Now with the help of formula find out the answer. Okay, so square of 300, square of the 10, multiply 10 into 10, you will get 100. Okay, and then multiply 2 into 300 plus 10 and add all the things, you will get the answer. Similarly, question number 9 also you have to use the formula a minus b whole square. So 196. Okay, you have to write down the you have to use the formula a minus b whole square. So this can be written as 200 minus 4, because we have to use the formula a minus b. That's why we have taken here minus sign. So 200 minus 4 will be equal to 196 ka whole square. Now use the formula and find out the answer. Okay, now question number 10 is evaluate 69 into 71. So this you can do it with the help of formula a square minus B. So question number 10, 69 into 71. So by using the formula, we can find it out. 69 into 71. 71 can be written as 70 plus 1 into 69 can be written as 70 minus 1. Okay. So now this is A minus B and this is A plus B. Okay, this is A plus B and this is A minus B. That is equal to A square minus B square. With this formula we have already studied. A square minus B square is equal to A minus B into A plus B. So this A minus B into A plus B can be written as A square minus B square. 70 square, that is 49. 100 minus 1 will get the answer. So complete your exercise 3A and 3B. And next we will discuss the shortcut method for squaring a number. Okay, so first now we are going to find out the shortcut method for squaring a number. So first one, we are going to discuss now the column method for squaring a 2-digit number. Okay, so first we are going to discuss the column method, and this method is used for squaring only a 2-digit number. We cannot use this column method for 3-digit number. Okay, so first question of your exercise I am going to take is 23 square. So how will you find out the square of 23 by using the column method? So here we have to use the formula A square plus 2AB plus B square. Okay, so we'll make that here 3 columns. First column is A square, second column is 2AB, third column is B square. Then 23A we will consider as a 2 and B is 3, AB. So first number is 2. So this is A square means 2 square. Next is 2 into A is 2 into 3. Now this is 3 square. So this is equal to 9. And this is 2 2s are 4. 4 3s are 12. And this is equal to 4. Okay. Now here it is 9. And in the middle column it is 12, and in the first column it is 4. Now our next step is start from this is your first column. Column 1, column 2, and this is your column 3. So in the start from the third column. So here only one digit is there, so one space is only there, unit digit is there, and tens places nothing is there, so we can write it 0 by ourselves. Okay. Now first is we have to underline the unit digit. Starting from the column 3, underline the unit digit. So whatever is the result, underline the unit digit. And the tens place. And the tens place you have to carry to the second column. So what is there in the tens place? 0. So 0 we will carry in the second column plus 0. Okay. Now when 12 plus 0 means 12 only. So again underline the unit digit in the second column and carry over the tens digit in the first column. We have to always carry over the tens digit in the next column starting from the third. From third to second, second to first. So what is in the tens digit is 1. So 1 will be carried over. So here we will write plus 1. So what is the answer? 4 plus 1? 5. Okay. Now underline whatever is there. If it is 5, underline 5. It is 25. Total 25. Whatever is the digits are there. Answer is there in the first column. That total answer we have to underline. because here no column is there, so tens digit will not carry over. Okay, now answer will be starting from the first column 5 2 9. So square of 23 will be 5 2 9, that is 529. Okay, but remember it, if it is here 25, so we have to underline 25. If it is here 35, we will underline total digit 35. If it is 65, whatever is the number is there in the first column, that total number we have to take here in the answer. This is known as column method, and column method is used only for 2-digit number. So here we have to remember the formula a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, now we are going to find out the square of 137. Okay, so we'll use here diagonal method because column method is used only for 2-digit number. So here how many digits are there? 1 2 3. So 3 square means 9. So here we have to make 3 rows and 3 columns. Total will be 9 blocks. So this block square will divide into 3 parts, 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so we divided into 3 rows and 3 columns. Now we will write down the digit horizontally and vertically. 1 3 7 1 3 7. Now we'll divide each block, each square into 2 parts diagonally. That's why it is known as diagonal method. Okay, so we have divided this. Now second we will divide like this. With the help of scale you do it. Now here we have to multiply the horizontal and vertical numbers. So first we will multiply this horizontal number with the first vertical number. So 1 ones are 1. So remember it always below the diagonal. In this first square, below the diagonal we have to write down the ones place. And here always we have to write down the tens place. Here always we have to use the ones place. Here we have to use the tens place. So 1 ones are 1. So 1 will come here in the tens place. Nothing is there, so we will write it 0. Now 1 threes are 3. 1 sevens are 7. Okay, now come to the next. Again 3 ones are 3. 3 threes are 9. Now here 3 sevens are 21. So 21, 1 will come in the ones place, 2 will come in the tens place. 21. Now third number is 7. 7 ones are 7. Only single digit is there, so ones place, tens place will be 0. 7 threes are 21. Now 7 sevens are 49. 49. So 9 in the ones and 4 in the tens. 49. Okay. Now next step is we have to add the numbers diagonally. Now look, this first diagonal. Here only one number is there, so we have written 9. Okay, and underline the ones place. So here tens place is nothing, so we have underlined the ones place. Now look the second diagonal, this one. So 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 4, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Okay, 6. If nothing is there in the tens place in the first diagonal, so we can write it 0. So 0 will carry over in the next diagonal plus 0, that is 6. Again here we have written 0. So here we have underlined the ones place, and here also we have underlined the ones place. Now next we have to third diagonal, we will see 7 plus 2, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 9, 18, 18 plus 2, 20, 20 plus 7, 27. So here number is 27, and carry over will be tens place is 0. Tens place is 0, so carry over will be 0. So again number is 27. So we will underline 7 and carry over the tens place in the next diagonal. Next diagonal 3 plus 3, that is 6. Carry over will be 2, that is 8. And tens place again we will carry over to the next diagonal. So here only 0 plus 1 plus 0, that is total is 1. Carry over is 0, that is 1 only. Now next, okay, so last diagonal 0 is only there, so we will write it 0. So we have to underline all the ones place. Here tens place is 0, so if 0 is carry over also, here it will be 0 only. 0 plus 0, that is 0. So our answer will be 0, 1, 8, 7, 6, 9. 0, 1, 8, 7, 6, 9 means 18,769 is the answer.